I believe this is what keeps most people from reaching their full potential, besides the fucked up system we live in. To live your full potential, you have to be willing to suck. Or what I like to call the discomfort of being a beginner, which I believe we are at various points in our journey. Because growth is all about reinvention, death and rebirth, about letting go of an outdated version of ourselves and stepping into a new one. But especially early on when you make this shift from consumption to creation, because I believe to unlock our potential, we have to come into our creative power. That can be the hardest to do. One of my clients once sent me this quote by Ira Glass that I want to read out to you because it captures this kind of perfectly. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is my big issue. And just a quick note, because he talks about creative work in that quote. And I would just say creative work to me really just means anything where you come into your creative power. It could be writing a book, it could be creating a business, getting into content creation, anything where you become the conscious creator of something and you build something. Anyway, here it goes. I'll put it on the screen so you can read along. Nobody tells this to people who are beginners, and I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there's this gap. For the first couple of years you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase. They quit. Most people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know our work doesn't have the special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. And if you're just starting out or you're still in this phase, you got to know it's normal. The most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you will finish one story. It is only by going through a volume of work that you will close that gap, and your work will be as good as your ambitions. Now, personally, I believe we actually never quite close that gap, that it's an illusion. And I think there are many ways to deal with that, but one of the big shifts that I think need to happen initially is from an outcome-focused thinking or mindset to a process-focused thinking. You cannot make it about the outcome. You cannot attach your sense of self and your work to an outcome. That sets you up for failure. Rather, you want to be rooted in a bigger why or purpose or just an intention that is independent of any outcome. Something that makes it clear to you why it matters to you to take action regardless of the outcome. What would make it worth pursuing or doing even if you might fail? Because then you also make sure that the energy you bring to it and the intention behind it is pure. And that will align you to your highest timeline and potential.